GAC motor. 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 GAC Motor.
I'd like to ask that we please comfortably take our seats so that we avoid any distractions or interruptions during the course of this event. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to start by recognizing the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of CIG Motors, the double chief herself, Chief Diana Chen. A round of applause for her. The Yeye Onilia J of Ireland. Thank you very much. I'd also like to recognize the Executive Director at CIG Motors, Mr. Jubril Arogundade. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you. I'd like to recognize the Managing Director of Ibile Holdings, Mr. Toby Lawal. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'd also like to recognize the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of National Automotive Design and Development Council, Mr. Joseph Osanipmi. A round of applause for him. Thank you. I'd like to recognize as well the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of LASA, Prince Fatiu Akiolu. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize one of our distinguished and eminent panelists that has joined us today, Mr. Obi Kubana. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much. Once again, good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Our highly esteemed guests, the man of the moment, our special guest today. It is my distinct honor to specially and very warmly welcome you all to this historic event. I consider it a great privilege to have you all here, our distinguished guests, gather as we explore the forefront of a transformative movement in transportation, led by the visionary efforts of CIG Motors Company Limited. My name is Mojibade Shosoya. I'm a professional compere and a television presenter, and it gives me great pleasure to serve as your compere for this auspicious and momentous occasion today. Today we stand on the cusp of a revolutionary shift. I'd like to take a pause for a moment to recognize the man of the moment, our special guest of honor, David Adeleke Davido. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you. Thank you very much once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today at this historic event. Today we stand on the cusp of a revolutionary shift in how we move, how we live, and how we interact with our world. E-mobility is not just a trend. It's not just an advancement in technology as well. But most importantly, I dare say that it's a beacon of hope for cleaner air, quieter roads, which I'm sure we all love, and of course, and most importantly, a sustainable future for all of us. CIG Motors certainly understands the import of this, and that's why we're having this occasion today. For so many years, being in Nigeria, GSC Motors, of course, under CIG Motors, has introduced best-selling models into the Nigerian market, attracting extensive attention and recognition. GSC Motors has also committed to delivering vehicles of unparalleled quality and innovation to its consumers, customers, and users, solidifying its position as a leader in the Nigerian automobile market. GSC Motors, therefore, and of course, has received several accolades and awards, including the Automobile Company of the Year Award in 2021, the Automobile Brand of the Year Award in 2023, the Car of the Year Award for GSC GS4 Sedan in 2022, just to mention but a few. GSC Motors has significantly contributed to the Nigerian economic development by providing employment opportunities, promoting the development of online ride-hailing sector, and of course assisting the Nigerian government in building a world-class online ride-hailing platform. And I dare say that this is very evident in the commitment of Chief Diana Chen's statement, where she said she's very particular about contributing significantly to the 1 trillion Naira goal, GDP goal of our president, His Excellency, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for making time to be here today and for being a part of this momentous occasion. As we move on this evening, I'd like to crave your indulgence to please focus your attention to the multimedia screen as we show you a specially curated video that talks about the grand vision of GSC Motors and, of course, our guiding mission. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention to the multimedia screen.
GAC Motor.
When an idea emerges from the East and sets in the West, crossing time zones and uniting cultures, then it becomes more than an idea truly made for more. In the beginning, we had a dream. We ventured beyond the seas and charted our course to the most populous country in Black Africa. Everyone else saw differently, but we saw something much more. We saw their spirit, their will to endure and survive against all odds. We saw their joy despite the chaos, and the fire of hope that propels dreams. A people destined for bigger things. We saw a cultural partnership that would breed opportunities and break the limits of physics and kinetics. One that would forge a relationship with man and machine beyond what is currently known. A partnership that would breed revolution. The merger of the efficiency and ethos of productivity of Asia's finest, coupled with the will and dynamism of Africa's leading economy, can only but birth greatness. Let every roar of its engines be a call, an awakening, a heralding. We saw their creativity and resourcefulness, their music and art that makes the world dance, and we celebrated their exceptionality as a people. Indeed, we saw a people made for more.
Applause to GSC Motors, please, for that grand vision that guides their operation in Nigeria. Thank you. I'd like to specially recognize a former Deputy Governor of Lagos State who's joined us today, Otumba Olufemi Pedro. Please give him a resounding round of applause. We're truly honored, sir, that you're here. Thank you, Your Excellency, for making time to be here today. Thank you. As we move on today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to move to the next item on our agenda today. I'd like to make welcome on stage a gentleman who will tell us the brand story of GSC Motors in Nigeria. Yes, we've seen the video, and it has talked a bit about their journey, the vision, and the guiding mission of GSC Motors. But to better do that and educate us on the brand story of GSC Motors, it is my absolute pleasure to make welcome the Executive Director at GSC Motors, Mr. Jubril Arogundade. Please give him a round of applause as he makes his way upstage for this presentation. that applause is not equivalent to our executive director. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to witness this historic event. Before I proceed, I would first of all like to say a very big welcome to our chairman, Chief Dana Chen. She's actually a triple chief, not double chief, right? She's the chairman of the Choice International Group in Nigeria, and we are the proud owners of the GAC motor brand. GAC is a world brand. It's a Fortune 500 company in the world, and GAC is the biggest Chinese brand that is dominating the world. We are known for excellence. So on that note, I would say that I'm welcoming all of you again to this event. And I'm not leaving my very big Egbon. I have to really recognize him. That is the MD of Ibile, Odin. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. Also, Dr. Ubi Kubana, thank you also for coming for your partnership. And every top executives and HNI that is here today. So I'm to present to you the brand story of GAC in Nigeria. So what we have done in the past 10 years in Nigeria as CIG is to build a brand that is made for Nigeria and is made for more. And this brand, we're using this in the eyes of the black people internationally. We started by brand image. It is very important for us to show a new image of how we represent the brand here in Nigeria. We also have the strategy to connect to the people, to make sure that the people, are connected. Of the most populous black nation in the world, which is Nigeria, and we see the great future for GAC in Africa. So let me walk you through it quickly. So the first thing is our GAC showroom. We have, it's called in Africa that is also an art gallery. So when you go into our showroom, it's not just a place to buy cars. We believe that a vehicle is a work of art, but we believe that when you appreciate the amazing work of Nigerian artists even more, and African artists, you'll be able to appreciate GAC more. All in one showroom. There's an after-sales facility just right beside the showroom. It's a 24 hours after-sales facility. We work up to Sundays to take care of your cars. And then we also in Abuja, we have the G-Style showroom launched in Abuja some time ago. And that is even a more beautiful facility than the one we have in Lagos. It's also an art gallery as well. So while you walk around the showroom, you can go to the showroom to actually have an experience. So instead of just going to buy a car, you go in there, you have an art experience, and then of course you engage with the car. So we have a factory in Lagos here in partnership with Lagos State Government in Ogba. Our factory is a KD factory, and this factory has the capacity to produce or assemble between 5,000 to 10,000 cars in a year, and extensively we're expanding to over 50,000 cars a year. The idea is to assemble those cars here and staff are all Nigerians, and they are young Nigerians, both male and female. And that is a big thing for GAC. We have employed a lot of people through this factory. So connecting to people, we take pride to identify very renowned festivals and cultural activities in Nigeria. This is an example of one of the most prestigious Agungu Festival. It's one of the biggest fishing festival in sub-Saharan Africa. And we partner with Kebbi State to do this over the time. And when we partner to do this fish festival, people don't understand the reason why we are connecting in this kind of event. But the idea is that we leave GAC as a footprint in every city we go. So for this kind of project, even the rural, the kings and the royal families, they all recognize the importance of GAC and how we have participated in this kind of event. We also have a car race event that is usually organized. Nigeria come to raise their car for the fastest car. And the most recent one, our GAC GS4 won the fastest car in that race as well. Still under connecting to people, we have with us Mama Nike. Mama Nike is not a regular name. She's an icon. She's a personality that represents what Africa really is, how she has been able to evolve the art industry and, of course, the local textile industry for what she's doing. We recognize her and we celebrate her. And this is just a picture of how we are also connecting to great people, a champion of African. Next slide, please. So we recently celebrated Mama Nike when she was at 70th birthday. And in this picture, we have state governors, very noble and very important people like Professor Wole Soyinka was also in attendance. So all of these things we do as a brand. People say, why do we do all of these activities and events? Chairman, we've always become an event planner ourselves. The reason is because we believe that the Nigerian people are very special. And if you must sell vehicles to them, you must tell their stories. So we are telling the story of Nigeria every day as we connect to different people. And that's what we're doing here. These are some of the pictures of that event. Keep going. So also recently we have the Pelumi Nobu, the lady that exemplified the unbreakable spirit of Nigeria, drove all the way from London to Lagos on a solo trip. And when she arrived in Lagos, GAC, like I said, is a big brand in Nigeria now. Everybody knows GAC. But GAC is also now a brand that is worthy to be given to somebody that achieved this kind of excellence. So the governor of Lagos State presented the GS3 to her as a gift for a remarkable achievement. So GAC is very important to Lagos as well. You can see that GAC shines, the GS3 shines as she and the governor take a pose for the camera. So we've done some change projects. These projects are projects that have changed the landscape of Nigeria, either in security, economic empowerment, and the likes. So we partnered with Alhaji Dangote in 2018, between 2017 and 2018, to roll out over 250 unit GAC vehicles for the police vehicle that was donated to the police in Abuja. So this is some of the picture, and we can see Alhaji in the picture, also the former vice president, and of course, very important dignitaries in the picture. So wherever you go, you see GAC cars pinned everywhere on the road, branded, and those cars has been there, some of them for 7 years, 6 years now, or even 5 years, and they still look very good. So the last on this, but not the least, is the lag ride. I'm sure we all know lag ride, right? This is the first time in Africa that you have one single brand, 1,000 car being used for taxi by a state in Africa. This required a very big round of applause for GAC. So we did this in partnership with Lagos State government, and this has been existing for 2 years now. And recently, I think last Monday, we just did another milestone groundbreaking signing with the Bile Holdings, which is the arm of the government that is into investment. And we are rolling out the next phase of lag ride, which is 5,000 vehicles. And these 5,000 vehicles are not going to be petrol cars alone. So Lagos State, we are ready for e-mobility, and Lagos is said to be a digital state, is said to be a state of excellence, and is the most important city for the black people of the world, Lagos. So Lagos is leading this by what we are doing, and we are launching the EV cars. So you will now be able to ride on electric cars in Lagos as taxi in few months from now. Next, please. So we also recognize that while we are in a very comfortable environment here in the hotel and in all our offices, we still have this kind of environment in Lagos. This is Makoko, our community, just very close to us here. So you'll be amazed that this community is very close to Victoria Island, it's close to Ikoyi, right, where the big people are all residing. So this place, GAC, we're also looking at this as part of our CSR project to be able to empower them and change the face of this kind of environment. Please, next slide. In the office of our chairman here in Lagos, we have a picture behind us. If you look very well, that picture is actually a painting of the Makoko, right? So we are not just saying we are doing CSR, we are saying that every day, the chairman comes into our office, she sees this image every day. And this image reminds her that we have a lot of work to do to help the communities that are not there yet. Next. And this is in Abuja. So even when we have very poor environment, we also have the beautiful of Africa. And what is the beauty of Africa? The beauty, as they say, Africa is her, right? So this is a beautiful image of an African woman behind us. This is a painting in our office. We are very big on hearts. We are very, very big because that's the best way for us to connect to our roots, right? There are arts that have stayed over time, 200 years, 300 years. So if you understand art, you'll be able to do a lot. So we're saying the future with GAC, this community, we are doing a CSR to partner with the state government and local government to be able to provide them comfortable environment like this. And in a few months, we'll be rolling out this project in partnership with Lagos State. We'll be rolling out this kind of project. So it is very important that we understand the relationship between China and Nigeria. And we would agree with me today, everyone here, that we are now in the era of China when it comes to automobile. Right? There was the era of the America, there's the era of the Japan, there's the era of the Europe, and now it is the era of China. And the China power, what we have done is that we've been able to collaborate properly with China to have our own. So GAC is not a Chinese brand. GAC is a Nigerian brand. I stand here today as the executive director of the company. I'm a very young Nigerian, and I'm very proud to be a Nigerian. So, and all our workforce in GAC and CIG in Nigeria, we're over 520 staff at the moment in Nigeria. And out of that 520 staff, I think 97% are all Nigerians. And that 97%, we are all below the age of 35. Everybody in the company. So it's a very useful company. And we believe that in the next future, you will see the new version of GAC as we grow to take leadership of it. So we're looking at the opportunity between Nigeria and China and what GAC has promised as an international brand and what the federal government of Nigeria is also doing. Next slide. So recently, our president mentioned that we would have a target of $1 trillion economy by 2026. This is not a target for just speaking. The president wants this, that means all of us must make it happen. And then we are saying $3 trillion by 2030. These figures are big, but your Chief Danachen, we are taking the lead of the industry to change this narrative and put Nigeria where we belong in Africa. And we're saying that this is possible, and next slide, please. We're saying this is possible, and GAC has just announced also that they are doing a $1 trillion GAC goal. So the $1 trillion the Nigerian president has announced, GAC also announced $1 trillion goal. So that means this $1 trillion and $1 trillion is crossing each other. So we believe that we're in a good time in history to make an history in Nigeria. So on this note, I will say thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope that we enjoy the rest of this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jubril Arogundade. One more time, can we give a resounding applause to the award-winning Mr. Jubril Arogundade? Thank you. And I must commend GSC Motors for the incredible work they're doing in Nigeria. It's absolutely phenomenal, especially when we talk about inclusion. So you look at how, your employment rate, 97% Nigerians, you have, male and female Nigerians, and that is absolutely commendable. We also commend you for being a part of growing our GDP in Nigeria. I think that is one thing that every responsible organization must focus on. So that is great. So right here in Lagos, Nigeria, we're not just talking the talk, we are walking the talk. So thank you very much, GSC Motors. One more time, can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. And we're talking about the amiable leadership of Chief Diana Chen, who is a triple chief, by the way. And I think that, I stand to be corrected. I think she's more Nigerian than most of us. She's so Nigerian, I'm tempted to give her a Nigerian name. And because I'm Yoruba, well, by the powers conferred on me as the compare of this occasion, I'm going to give her a Yoruba name. Anybody wants to help? Suggestions are welcome. Nobody. We'll give her Adeshewa. Yes? Okay, we'll give her an Igbo name as well. Obi Kubana, doctor, what do you think? Adanne. Ogechi. I totally love it. I totally love it. But thank you very much for the great work you're doing, Chief Diana Chen, in growing the Nigerian economy and just being a part of telling our story, because our story is what is our future. So thank you for being a part of telling our story. And thank you for all the innovations that are coming out of GSC Motors. I saw a very interesting quote by Malcolm X, and it says, "The future belongs to those who prepare for it today." And I dare say that GSC Motors is taking charge of the future because they prepared for it, not just today, but even yesterday. So once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for joining us at this historic event. Now, as we move on today, one more time, I'd like to crave your indulgence to please focus your attention to the multimedia screen as we give you the highlight of the joint venture between Lagos State Government and GSC Motors in Nigeria on e-mobility. Ladies and gentlemen, the multimedia screen.
I warmly welcome the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, colleagues and our stakeholders in the transport sector who have gathered here today to witness the official signing of the new lag ride, the Lagos e-mobility joint venture between Lagos State Government through Ibile Holdings Limited and CIG Motors Company Limited.
Promised an integrated urban mass transportation system. And when you say something is integrated, you must look at all the verticals that are available in the transportation master plan. So we said we're going to intervene in the rail infrastructure, in the waterways infrastructure, in the road infrastructure. So we're not just getting into this thing. It was a well thought out vision, and it was something that we had said we were going to do. And we're doing it at every step and every measure of the way. Lagos, by this, means that we'll be the first state, we'll be the first subnational to be bringing a fleet of this number in both CNG vehicles and electric vehicles at one full sleep. And so with this relationship, with this partnership, we're believing that in the next couple of months, we'll begin to see new fleets of brand new vehicles that will be changing the face of public transportation system in Lagos. But they're not just brand new vehicles, they are e-mobilities, they are smart mobilities, they are mobilities that speaks to our energy transition, that speaks to our climate change effort, and that speaks to the technology that is the major source of our future that we're so eager to be able to deliver on. Thank you very much again for listening, and enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you.
I think this joint partnership certainly deserves a round of applause because it comes with so many benefits that I cannot begin to list right now. That is absolutely incredible. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, whilst the video was playing, we had the Executive Governor of Osun State join us, His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke. Can we please give him a round of applause? Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for joining us today at this historic occasion. Your Excellency, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, it gives me very great pleasure to introduce and make welcome on stage a remarkable individual who has been at the forefront of driving transformative change in the mobility sector. She is a visionary leader. She is our chief host today. She is a triple chief, and she is Chief Diana Adane Adeshewa Chen. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you very much. She'll be coming up stage for a presentation on unveiling the CIG mobility.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Your Excellency, Mr. Governor of Osun State. I'm Chief Diana Chen. And the first state gave me the chief titancy is from Osun. So I recognize you as my landlord. So I'm the chief from Osun. Today, I just feel I'm so close to you now. Yes. So, and all the other distinguished guests, thank you for spend your a little late working time with us. You spend 6 or 8 hours working in the office and still spend your another 2 or 3 hours with us. We really appreciate the time you spend with us. And today is a special event, significant event, and also a historic moment for CIG Motor, carry GAC Motor into next 10 years expansion and fast growing time. Because today it is a heavy and big celebration with CIG Motor, with our superstar, Davido. So at this moment, when I come into the hall, even this moment, we just use a small hall to host him. I already see the crowd of the media and the crowd of all the young future. They are looking for this monument. So I can see the really attraction by our young, handsome, but super celebrity of Davido, carry the name from international to Nigeria. I'm so happy as a chairman to sign this partnership with him. So we wish in the next 1 year we work very closely with you. And I just now I asked you, did you visit China? You say not yet. Yes, we will carry you to China to make you become another superstar in China. Yeah. And there is over 14 billion population there. Okay, so just now our ED, Mr. Jubil, just gave a brief introduction how we build GAC Motor as a brand in Nigeria in the last 10 years. And now we are going to introduce to you how we are going to build CIG Motor into CIG Mobility for the next 10 years as our business growing plan. So everybody can see the title. It is Empowering Sustainable Mobility. Now it's not automobile anymore. It is moved from automobile to mobilities. Next page. Okay, so we'll start to introduce CIG mobility means. First of all, with transportation industry. And from transportation industry, we're also moving into this fintech and also high-tech company. And as mobility, look at the population of Nigeria. You have massive people. They all need transportation. And we use this e-hailing and e-mobility method to show everybody's another level of demand. And so CIG Motor, in the next 10 years, we are targeting to build across Africa into the best and the biggest e-hailing company. When we just made the announcement last week that we partnership with Lagos State government to empower this neck ride with additional 5,000 brand new cars. That's our vision we are going to. We are going to build neck ride and all the other rides as the #1 e-hailing company across Africa. And our commitment is that to drive the innovation in the electric vehicles, because in the electric vehicle are the new area of the economy. It brings a lot of technology conversion and also convention to bring the people moving and more convenient. With the technology, we are introduced and we are empowered to the platform. Now, what we say, this is an ecosystem. It's not just automobile industry anymore. We need to embrace more youth, more young people into these industries. That's why you see today we are partnership with Davido, because he's the leader, he's the influencer for the youth. Last week, our partnership with Lagos State government to build this #1 e-hailing company for Africa, we must partnership with government. Today, we had this event to sign Davido as our brand ambassador. Is also another anchor to call. We need to embrace and carry youth into this ecosystem. And of course, economic and social impact, also it is the main target we want to bring into Nigeria through these neck ride projects. Everybody knows electric vehicles are the new technology I bring into the automobile. So there's a lot of diversity economy we can see. For example, we need to build this massive charging station and also this finance payment system through all the charging system. The strategy for us to rebrand the CIG Motor to CIG Mobility, it is one of the way that we are carrying youth into our different new job opportunity. So the youth to be part of our e-mobility, not just work as a rider or work as a captain, it can be also work as the investor, it can be work as the high technology provider, the device provider, innovative business creator. The sustainable transportation, we call for this mission for this e-mobility. That first of all, we would say there's still a lot of challenge when we introduce this electric vehicle as e-mobility in Africa, because we are lack of a lot of infrastructure, especially when this country is lack of power supply. But with our confidence and our strong support from our technical partner from China, we are ready to provide the solution from the charging to the recharging. And we all know to make this e-mobility to a very efficient way, we don't do it as a single. We don't do it as only a private. We use this PPP partnership to carry the government resources into this business model. And the way we empower the youth is also, it is one of the strategy that we plan to employ direct employment, at least 10,000 jobs for this system. And indirect job will increase more than 100,000 youth. And most of that capital we are going to employ, we will first of all look at all those fresh graduate students from the university. We will provide from the driving training to their working ethic to the skill they need to in charge when they are driving these electric vehicles. The e-mobility, one of the use or one of the benefits we can carry or we can bring to the society, that we are building the biggest data platform under this driving system. That this is another security or safety device we are able to share with the government. In that kind of future, everybody, when you are sitting or driving with our electric vehicle, you are in the safety chip, wherever from the passenger to the car to the communication. And that kind of benefit we are ready to share with the government for the social and society safety purpose. There is a lot of diversification economic benefits from this e-mobility. Just like what I say, right? It's not just automobile. It is far beyond from automobile due to automobile service. We move to the e-hailing. And of course, there's also involved this finance, because finance at the end will drive the business commercial into another scale. So we will also need this auto insurance, auto finance to play a very important role in this ecosystem building. That's all? This talking about in the future, how we are able to use the EV to really set up the ecosystem in Africa. Ecosystem in Africa, maybe everybody sees still new. But if you had the time, you pay a visit to China, let's say you in Guangzhou as a city. As soon as you start in Guangzhou, you can see everywhere is running all those electric vehicles. And on the parking place, you can see those parking are already changed into the charging station. And on top of those parking, you can see the solar panel generate the power. And the power storage will keep the power for the night use. So the parking is not the traditional parking anymore. It is already become a business environment. A lot of people also use the opportunity as their investment plan and also use their technology testing, because you will see the payment system are also collecting all those charging stations. So there are two technology platforms to support all this e-mobility. One is the e-sharing, another one is the payment system. With these two, then we are, as a government or as industry driver, you are able to monitor any moment of the vehicles moving and also the charging condition and the payment for the people use the power. So the people invest on the vehicle or invest on the power generation or invest on the payment system, everybody are getting your investment returns by this technology driving. And of course, more importantly, it changed a lot for the people, citizens moving. You don't need to pay very expensive fare because the vehicle, they don't need the fuel. They spend very less on the maintenance. It's almost your 1 month fueling can save almost only you spend 10%. So it's also benefit for the passenger because a vehicle you are using is not just you own it. You can use it to share with so many people as their mobility driving. I think also it is another good device for Nigeria to use e-mobility to rebuild the automobile industry. So DG, we all discussed this matter, right? How can we build automobile industry in Nigeria? We talk about we must stop the used car, and you ask for what's the solution. By this e-hailing solution, it is also one of the way because you can easily to spend the cheap, very affordable cheap to solve all your daily operation. You don't need to keep at least 4 or 5 cars in your house. This is a very strange thing. When I just come to Nigeria, I find so strange. Why you keep so many cars in your house, but on the road, you see a lot of used cars they are driving, but they are not able to share with others. Now, with this brand new car, new electric vehicle, even as you are a worker, you are an office person, you just spend 5,000 or 10,000, you can share your trip with comfortable vehicles. That's all? All right. So, because today it is also a brief introduction of how CIG Motor are moving for the next 10 years. We are really driven by this dream. We want to bring this high technology into Africa so that everybody can enjoy your beautiful trip when you are still working for the city. Thank you for everybody.
Thank you very much. Can we one more time give a resounding applause to our Triple Chief, Diana Chen, for that incredible presentation and especially for sharing CIG Motor's incredible vision for empowering sustainable mobility. Thank you very much once again. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I'd like to recognize the Governor of Lagos State, who is here ably represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, Honorable Oluwaseun Oshiyemi. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you. I'd like to recognize the Speaker of Osun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adewale Egbedun. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'd also like to recognize the Chief of Staff, Alhaji Kazim Akinleye. A round of applause for him. Thank you for joining us. I'd also like to recognize the spokesperson in Osun State, Malam Olawale Rashid. Thank you very much for joining us. And last but certainly not the least, I'd like to recognize Honorable Kashope Abolari. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have so much more to tell you about what CIG Motors is doing in Nigeria. So much. But in the interest of time, we have curated special videos for your attention. One more time, may I crave your indulgence to please focus your attention to the multimedia screen as we tell you a lot more about what CIG Motors is doing here in Nigeria.
GAC Motor. GAC Motor.
Let's get going again. Wind blowing in your hair. We're never slowing down, never slowing down. We're gonna make it with the sunshine here. Let's go, get it rolling. The road is calling me. This feeling I can't stop. It's like a new fundraising.
GAC Motor.
Thank you very much once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I thought the applause would come just before I got on stage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Incredible stuff that is happening right here. We will go on a very quick music.
So many reasons why I want it for you, my love. Now you want to retire with my love. Oh. See all the little good things you do, they make me no. This distance is taking a hold of me for sure. Baby, come closer. I want to make me there. Girl, I want to make you low. I want to make you low. Oh, no. I'm a heart to make you there. Oh, no. Girl, I want to make you low. Oh, no. I want to make you pull over. Come on, pull over. Should be not this kind of things with it. I never tell you, baby. This love will making me this naughty. No. I'm gonna tell me what's up in God. I'm a heart to make me dead. I'm a girl, I wanna make you. Baby, I'm making you.
When you make a ginger, make a ginger. Go follow your lead, you be leader. Any kill it, carry something wicked down. But your own is bigger, ginger. Make a ginger. Go follow your lead, you be leader.
Body make I rock 'em, yeah, yeah. I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you one way I know feel do for you. Why you want the boogan one? Share you be kiss than any. You better drop your body and move sucker. You be lying if you said I wasn't certain that you're into. Yeah. Don't be starting in front of your friends, you know what I'm into.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. Thank you for being a part of this historic and momentous occasion. We couldn't have done this without you, so we say thank you. At this point, I'd like to crave your indulgence to please comfortably take your seat as we're getting into a very interesting and crucial part of this occasion. Thank you very much. Thank you. As we move on today, I'd like to make some further recognitions. I'd like to recognize the Deputy Speaker of Osun State, Honorable Oyewusi Akinyode. A round of applause for him. Thank you very much for joining us today, Honorable. I'd also like to recognize B-Red, Mr. Bayo Adeleke. A round of applause for him. I'd like to recognize the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, Honorable Tunji Adeleke. A round of applause for him as well. Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize Peruzzi. Special request. Where are you, Peruzzi? Please wave, wave. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're moving on very quickly to a panel conversation. And the theme for our panel conversation today is Embrace E-Mobility with the Youth. The future is now. Embrace e-mobility with the youth. The future is now. There are very distinguished and eminent personalities on this panel, and it gives me great pleasure to now make them welcome on stage. I'll start with the Governor of Lagos State, who is ably represented today by the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, Lagos State. A round of applause as I make welcome on stage, Honorable Oluwaseun Oshiyemi. A round of applause, please. Thank you. A round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to make welcome on stage the Governor of Osun State, His Excellency Senator Ademola Adeleke, who is being represented by the Speaker of Osun State Assembly, Right Honorable Adewale Egbedun. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize and make welcome on stage our chief host today, the triple chief herself, the one and the only, Chief Diana Chen. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you very much. At this point, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure, and it's my distinct honor to make welcome on stage the man of the moment, the super-duper Uber star himself, David Adeleke Davido. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, but in no way the least on this panel, it is my absolute delight to make welcome on stage a businessman par excellence, an outstanding Nigeria, Dr. Obi Kubana. A round of applause for him, please. Now, there's a final chair for our moderator, and I'll be introducing our moderator very specially. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our moderator is a professional compere, international, excellent, and eloquent. Please make welcome on stage, Mojibade Shosoya. That's me. I had to do that. Please give me a round of applause. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, I consider it a very distinct honor to sit with these distinguished, eminent personalities, distinguished lady and gentlemen on this stage to discuss what I consider a very crucial topic, which is embracing e-mobility with the youth. The future is now. It's going to be a very brief conversation, but we'll focus on key things, which are the future of urban mobility. We'll also focus on challenges in last-mile connectivity. We'll focus on mobility as a service. We'll also focus on public versus private transport, smart cities and mobility, environmental impact of mobility solutions, equity and access in mobility, regulatory challenges and innovations, which I think is so crucial, and finally, behavioral shifts in mobility. One more time, may I ask that you please give a round of applause to these eminent personalities, my distinguished panelists who will do justice to our conversation today as we speak on embracing e-mobility for the youth. Thank you very much, my panelists, again, for joining this conversation. And I'll just start with the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, Lagos State, who is representing Mr. Governor. My question to you will focus on the future of mobility. Now, we have seen trends in transportation when we talk about, autonomous vehicles, when we talk about e-mobility and the likes, especially because for Mr. Governor in Lagos State, he's big on the themes agenda, and we also talk about transportation management in that conversation, right? What do you think is the impact on urban planning and sustainability? So, the impact of these developments, what is the impact on urban planning and sustainability, especially for a state like Lagos State?
Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today. And thank you, moderator. Interestingly, Lagos State is very peculiar. Lagos State is peculiar in the sense that it's a very small state with a very large number. And I'm saying a state with over 20 million people. So intentionally, you must have a master plan or a transportation plan to be able to work around, move goods and services in the state. So for Mr. Governor, with the themes agenda, with the first pillar being the T, which represents traffic management and transportation, we're very big on it in Lagos State. So for us, e-mobility is not something that we play with. It's something that is critical to us in the sense that it affects us in so many ways. One, environmental situations, carbon emission. The statistics of 2021 says that the carbon emission from transportation is about 20%. And the whole plan is to try to take that down as fast as we can before 2050. So the e-mobility would provide a lot of reduction in that space for carbon emission, which causes a lot of environmental nuisances. And also, it also brings about the aesthetics you expect to see in urban city. Lagos is the mega city we are planning for, so there are some particular standard we expect to see in our transportation, both in private and in public. In the public space, interestingly under transportation, we have the e-hailing groups where we have the likes of the Uber, Bolt, Lagride, and about 5 of them as we speak. And of course, they grow from day to day. What we try to encourage now is to try and see how much of the e-mobility we can get into the system. Because also, looking from the point of cost, transportation using fuel is not viable for a lot of this business that they get into. 60–70% of transportation cost is fueling. So it would cost, yes, maybe the initial setup plan might be a bit huge, but over time it would fizzle out based on what it is, and the cost being passed on the end user, being the commuters and the people, it would come a lot cheaper. And then, like I said, for urbanization, I think it's very important. I'll stop here for now.
Thank you very much. Please let's give me a round of applause. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. And I think it's very essential, especially when we consider that we're trying to make Lagos State a 21st century state. So thank you for that contribution. I'll move on to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Osun State, who is representing His Excellency here today. And my question to you will focus on regulatory frameworks and innovation. So especially, we're speaking to the mobility industry today. So when we consider how regulatory frameworks evolve over time, how do we ensure that these frameworks are adaptable to these innovations, especially as it concerns mobility? So laws that, regulatory frameworks and laws that enable these innovations in mobility, how do we drive that?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Right Honorable Adewale Bedun, Speaker of Osun State House of Assembly. Let me answer your question from my own perspective.
Absolutely, yes.
In Osun State, we have a lot of rural areas, and I want to believe our agenda, our belief is to have at least 3 or 4 mega cities before the end of our first tenure. And I strongly believe e-mobility will definitely be one of our major assets, major ideas to drive out our agenda, our beautiful agenda. And if you look at it from the other perspective, the environmental hazard, e-mobility has come to stay. In countries like Dubai, advanced countries, you realize it's rare, very rare to see cars that are not electric. Most of their cars now are electric cars. And the opportunity we have now, Davido is our son, is our pride. And partnering with Davido is a huge advantage for our dear state. And I strongly believe my governor will key into this development, this beautiful initiative. And in the next 3, 4, 5 months, we should have a lot of beautiful electric cars in Nigeria, in Osun State. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're excited about that. So, Mr. Governor, thank you so much. We're looking forward to that. And also because, Chief Diana Chen already said that her first chieftaincy...
We need cars in Osun, Speaker. We need cars in Osun, so they need to do the order now, ahead of time.
Sure. Trust my...
We have someone who will take...
Trust my actual governor.
guess it comes with a lot of benefits then. So this is the first of many benefits that this partnership will definitely birth. So thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Your Excellency. All right, so Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. A round of applause for the microphone, please. All right, so I'd posed a question to Davido, and I was asking him that for the youth segment, which he represents, how does he think, or so let me ask you, Davido, how do you think we will adapt to this change? What is the change in consumer behavior, especially because this is new and we're adopting this new technology in Nigeria? How do you think the segment for which you represent will adopt this?
Definitely with technology now, things are more safer, you know what I'm saying? For example, park assist, you know, you can park your car safer now for the youths, you know what I'm saying, instead of, like me, I don't know how to park till now. I still don't know how to park my car. I'm very bad at parking. But, you know, just, I've had, you know, GAC motors in the past that I bought myself, you know what I'm saying, for the house and stuff like that. So I've always loved the car. And everybody knows I work very, very good with brands. I mean, I don't work with any brand I don't like, because you won't be able to work. Can't work.
Make some noise for GSC Motors.
So, you know, apart from the car being very, very, you know, sleek, which is what we youths like, you know what I'm saying? We like things that look great.
Trendy.
Great, trendy, you know what I'm saying? If you go inside the car, like, I drove to Osun this week earlier, and like, I slept off and I woke up, like, it felt like 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying, in the car. When I woke up, I was already in Osun, and like, the ride was amazing. You know, that's for the space bus that was gifted to my wife. And there are other cars. We have the 4x4, like the speaker was saying, you know, Osun, in 3-4 years, you know, we have a lot of plans for the mega city that's coming, you know, but for now, you know, we don't have the best roads, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, our governor just came. Some people were doing nonsense for a long time, but my uncle has came and cleaned everywhere up. So very soon, very soon, we'll be able to have electric cars in Osun. There's a 4x4 that's not electric speaker that's also available. There is the smaller cars as well. I was talking to the governor about, you know, getting in some cars and offering the jobs, like certified drivers in the states that can drive as well come out, and then, you know, you get a car, you start driving, you start making money, and I figure out the states and, you know, the CIG will figure out a payment plan for both the drivers and everybody else that needs to get paid. Like Triple Chief said, also teaching the drivers how to work with the electric cars. You know, that's also a process as well. But for me and Chief, we have a lot of plans, you know what I'm saying, to start my own car ride service. That's going to be
You
another.
heard it here first. Woo!
Start my own car ride service. She's looking at me like, who this boy? You're not meant to say it out here. But see, to start our own car ride service, not only in Osun State, but we'll obviously we'll start with Osun, then take it around to other states in Nigeria and Africa as well. We're talking about Rwanda, Senegal. I'll be now. How are you doing? As if you don't know me as if.
Listen to like right.
So we're talking
we will
about.
try it in the same platform.
So we're talking about a lot. So definitely for GAC, I don't think they needed Davido to come and be selling them cars or anything, but I feel like with the youth initiative that they are bringing on board, I was the best person, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for the future, the plans that we have, and yeah, it's going to be big. Hopefully we all meet here again in the future, and we'll have more things to talk about and how the progress has gone throughout this partnership. So yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you. A round of applause for Davido, please. And we're really excited for, honestly, what the future holds, especially when we talk about e-mobility. You know, Right Honorable was saying that advanced nations like Dubai and all that, there'll be a time where we'd also see advanced nations like Nigeria. Not just because of electric cars or e-mobility, but because, I mean, we understand that mobility is very essential, and it drives and, you know, forms a part of how we live our lives and how we interact with the world. So great, great. And we trust that, you know, with this partnership, Davido will be able to be, I mean, he's a representative of the youth, and he can, I mean, just knowing that he trusts his brand enough, we'll be able to sell more cars. So I hope that everybody's ready to get a GAC today. I'll come to Dr. Obi Kubana. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much for joining this conversation on embracing e-mobility with the youth. I would say that you are borderline youth, borderline Gen X. I mean, I didn't really say that, but I didn't say it with my full mouth, but somewhere in the middle, right? So I'm also asking you the same question. How do you think Nigerians generally will embrace this change especially when we talk about e-mobility? So that's my question to you. And when you answer that, because I'm coming back to take parting shots, we're done with this conversation, I'd just like to hear your thoughts on e-mobility and youth embracing e-mobility for the future.
All right, thank you. Distinguished guests, Your Excellency. My name is Dr. Obinna Group Chairman, Kubana Group. And the concept of the e-mobility is absolutely a fantastic one. I mean, first of all, we have to look at the impact it has on the environment. I mean, growing up, we were hearing about climate change, and we thought it was a joke. But I mean, some of us, we understand that right now, I have lived in Abuja for the past 25 years, and as of 1999, I was a youth corper there. During the Harmattan, it used to be extremely cold. But these days, I have never witnessed a cold season in Abuja. It's an impact. These days, you see rain falling on December 25th. Growing up, we never saw anything like that. So emission is a huge problem to the world air. The quality of the air, a simple example is when you take a picture in Nigeria and you use the same phone and travel outside Nigeria and take a picture, you look at the picture qualities and then you look at what is the difference, is the quality of the air there. So CIG Group, GSC, the owners of GSC, they've actually done very well bringing electric cars to Nigeria to demonstrate that we are fully partnering with them with this because we believe in this concept. We at Enviable Transport, we've bought a lot of them and then we placed order for a lot. Now, at some point also, you know that China had this issue. You could barely see 100 meters ahead of you while driving. Apart from the industry, the heavy industries and everything, because of their population, they emit a lot of carbon. What did they do? They embraced this e-mobility. And I was in China last 2 months, and I bet you see nothing like air pollution anymore in China. All the bikes, all the cars are almost 99% e-vehicles. So CIG Group, they've done amazingly well, and I believe that if this same If this same attitude is replicated here in Nigeria, at least people will have fresh air to breathe. And then we preserve an environment that the people coming after us will be able to live and then avoid a lot of diseases that might come with all these emissions. For now.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Obi Kubana. And I think that just sums up even his parting shot. And he has told us why it's important to embrace e-mobility, especially, I mean, it's a new concept, but it's fast becoming crucial because we want clean air, we want quiet environment, and we are also pushing for a sustainable future for all of us. So we must embrace e-mobility. Thank you very much. So Chief, I've come back to you now as we wrap this all up. I know that we have shared some of your strategies for helping to reduce carbon footprint on transportation through technology and, let's just say technology. Do you want to touch more on what we should expect from e-mobility that is coming from GSC Motors? So just touch on your strategies that you're using that you're deploying to reduce carbon footprint on transportation. Thank you. And then parting shot on why we should embrace e-mobility, because that's very crucial.
Yes, in the past, we really, when we say we, let's say use a Chinese garment, for example. 5 years ago, when you just travel to Guangzhou, you see a lot of wumai. That's a very highly polluted air in southern China, that's Guangzhou. Then you don't need to mention the northern part of China, those big cities, there's so much polluted. And everybody are worried about Chinese government that bring this huge pollution, so it is also giving the very negative talking in the world that Chinese are the biggest air pollution. But now, during this pandemic, 3 years, Chinese government are also taking very high advantage to boost up this electric vehicle. And from this electric vehicle, they develop into electric e-mobility. The e-mobility that we always to understand E mean internet. All this technology are building on this internet platform. So the biggest technical revolution are bring to that. Now that you're driving an automobile, it is not an industry product, it is an electronic product. It's just like you're using a phone, right? And very safety for the driver. You don't easy to have car accident because it will safety control. And more importantly, it's really reduce those carbon. You come back to Guangzhou, you just easily to smell back that fresh air, clean air, just within 3 or 5 years. But in the past, it would take more than 20 or 30 years to get that kind of technology to bring back the fresh air. So this is the air purifier contribution to the world society is really this technology bring us to shorten this time. And secondly, that for now we have more population and more traffic in the city. So the urban traffic are every government headache. How to solve the traffic. Now when you're using this e-mobility, you don't need to use your private vehicle all the time. You can easily just use your app, simply within 1 minute, the car already in front of you. And you go to the destination, you don't need to look for the place to park the car. The car will go, and you are easily to access to any places. So convenient for the people pick car and also drive. It's also convenient on this major road, traffic control. Because you seldomly had the accident. Because every car by car, they had this monitor. Yeah. So this is for the convenience for the rider and for the people. And on another side, it is really develop a new economic industry for Chinese government. Everybody know in the last 20 or 30 years, right, Chinese rise up, depend a huge on real estate industry and automobile industry. But now, these two industries are somehow a little bit, right? So the new energy industry, because this electric vehicle carry the new energy industry, it gives the new economic driving for Chinese government. So Chinese government are driving it to change all the people's convenience of the life. So yeah, easily also to look for a job opportunity in this industry. Why I always say today we want to use this partnership to make all our friends of Nigerian people to understand. We want more youth, more young people to embrace this industry. You will look for a lot of new work opportunity, whether you are use your renovation way to connect the industry or using part of the work employment on that. It expansion a lot of work opportunity for the youth. This is something we want all the governors they keep in mind. Yes, and also as the leader of the commercial sustainable business, right? We also share this information to Naira. So get ready to embrace this one and carry more youth step in this industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Diana Chen. Indeed, we can't overemphasize how technology is an enabler, and so it's enabling so many industries. We can't leave the mobility industry out of it. Thank you for the great work that you're doing at CIG Motors Company Limited. I'd like to ask the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation in Lagos State to give his parting shot as we officially close this panel conversation on embracing e-mobility for the youth. The future is now.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Watching our carbon footprint is extremely important. It's something that has been taken seriously worldwide. And there are big companies, investment companies that look into this. And through our own mode of transportation in Lagos, which is an integrated multimodal transportation, where we use the land, the water, and the rail. The land, water, and the rail. On the rail, for example, I'm going to use our Blue Line, which, of course, we all know runs on electric. You know, on water, we're also bringing in electric vessels onto our waterways to ensure that we also follow suit. And then, of course, on the land, I'm proud to say this evening that there's a collaboration with CIG Motors. I think about a week and a half ago, we just signed an MOU for them to bring 5,000 vehicles, out of which 1,000 out of those 5,000 are electric. And I'm proud to say that that's the biggest electric vehicle imported or brought in by any state government in Nigeria. So it's extremely important to pay attention to our carbon print, and also at this point, I would like to say a big well done to Chief for the wonderful work they're doing back here. And this e-mobility also would empower the youth in some way, which of course would translate to good GDP for the state. So beyond the carbon and environmental issues, there's also the empowerment and the growth of GDP. So once again, I say well done, Chief, and thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you very much. Can we give a lusty round of applause to my distinguished panelists for doing justice to this conversation on embracing e-mobility for the youth? The future is now. I do hope that with these few points of ours, we've been able to convince you, and not to confuse you, that we have to keep our air clean for a sustainable future. Thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen. We will all rise for a group picture before we exit the stage, and then we'll exit the stage. We have to move closer to each other. DJ, please bring it down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, one more time, can we please give a resounding round of applause to our eminent personalities and distinguished guests who constituted this panel conversation. Again, we thank you all, your excellencies, and our distinguished guests for being here today to witness this historic occasion today. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're having a good time. Very shortly, we will proceed to the highlight of this occasion. But before then, we'll go on a quick musical break, and then I will be right back. DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some videos playing on stage as we get ready for the very special moment, which is the highlight of this occasion. Press and media, you are obstructing our distinguished guests who are sat in front. Thank you. Press and media team, we need to structure how you won't obstruct our very distinguished guests from, and of course our guests from viewing this moment that we have all been waiting for. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the signing ceremony of a partnership that promises to be a game changer. This is a partnership between GSC Motto and David Adeleke Davido. What is happening right on stage is that the agreement is being signed, and we are certain that this collaboration will be fruitful, will be prosperous, and of course will yield numerous positive results for GSC Motors, and we'll assure them that they made the best decision to make Davido their brand ambassador today. Ladies and gentlemen, the groundbreaking moment that we have all been waiting for. Let us give a round of applause as we celebrate this phenomenal partnership and collaboration between GSC Motto and Davido. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is the highlight of this occasion, the reason why we have all gathered today, so that we can be a part and witness to this momentous moment that we are celebrating today. Congratulations to CIG Motors And a big congratulations to Davido as well. Davido's management can join this picture now before I invite His Excellency, the Governor of Osun State, to join this picture. Again, we thank you all for coming to witness this moment. We can't say thank you enough. We are indeed very grateful and honored by your presence today. Congratulations once again to Davido, and of course, congratulations to CIG Motors Company Limited for making the best decision for this brand partnership. Press and media, you have successfully blocked our audience from... All right. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. DJ, give us very light music. Congratulations, CIG Motors Company Limited, and congratulations to Davido on this beautiful partnership and this great collaboration that we all have gathered to celebrate today.
Now we 50 floors up in my condo. Money motor like Irodo. Now I wanna show you my logo. Anywhere money take me, I go to.
All right, press and media, please hold on. Please hold on. We'd like to invite our distinguished guests, speakers, Chief of Staff, everyone, Honorable Commissioner, Lagos State, who is representing Mr. Governor. Dr. Obi Kubana, please come up stage. All our distinguished guests, please come up stage. Honorable Ben Murray Bruce, Senator Ben Murray Bruce, beg your pardon. We'd like to invite all our distinguished guests to please feature in this picture for the future.
I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you show me, make we know the fight. I don't wanna sleep alone, wanna hold you tight. But I fool my eyes, but I'll be alright. Forever, on my laptop, on my keto, on my sheet on. Say them go feel it, them go run it down. I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you show me, make we know the fight. I don't wanna sleep alone, wanna hold you tight. But I fool my eyes, but I'll be alright. Forever, on my laptop, on my keto, on my sheet on. Say them go feel it, them go run it down.
This event is not yet over, ladies and gentlemen, so please don't go anywhere. This is just photos that we must take, so please don't go anywhere. We still have 2-3 more items on the agenda before we call it a wrap. But again, we'd like to thank you. We do not in any way take your presence here for granted today. Thank you for being a part of history. Thank you for witnessing this event today. But the event is not over, so please don't go anywhere just yet. DJ.
Make me know the fight. I don't want to sleep alone. Wanna hold you tight. I fool my eyes, but I'll be alright. Forever. On my laptop, on my keto. I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you show me, make we know the fight. I don't want to sleep alone, wanna hold you tight. But I fool my eyes, but I'll be alright. Forever, on my laptop, on my keto, on my sheet on.
right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. All right, we have light refreshments for everyone. You can please make your way to the back of the hall. Our hostesses will lead you beautifully dressed in blue. The end of this hall, we have refreshments for everyone. Thank you for coming. We still have one or two more things, but this is the unofficial end of this occasion. We thank you for joining us today, but we do have refreshments for you at the back of this particular hall. You can speak to any of our hostesses. They are dressed in the blue outfit, and they'll lead you to where the refreshment is being served. Thank you very much again, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of this occasion today.
No titanium, no party.
Competition for my lady. Cause she got everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my lady, oh, it's not no go walk. You go know say people fine. You go know say cut design in a LLA. She na show, be like my dress. She na face so, be like dress. I say nobody be contest you. My baby, oh. She na show, she na face so, she na waist so, I don't be made to. I don't know, no. Make them they turn up. They don't see me coming. Are you ready for me? Energy like cocaine. Queen they like green. I'm on a when I lose, I see me enter. Then I go bring you to end my love. Share you want to see mental. I don't give them back to sender. Why no? Soldier, policeman, many men in my convoy. The boy know they take insults. If he knows they gon' give you a back off. And as the money don't they come like us. Nothing will be soft this sauce. When I know I see me enter, then I go bring you to enter.
Tatara ikuta, nanka stova stuta. Akere kisiri buga gamuchuta. Sabulela tatara ikuta, gigi. Sabulela tatara ikuta, gigi. Sabulela tatara ikuta, sabulela tatara ikuta, gigi. Nanka stova stuta. Awe.
No titanium, no party.
Crazy.
Sabulela tatara ikuta, nanka stova stuta. Akere kisiri buga gamuchuta. Sabulela tatara ikuta, gigi. Sabulela tatara ikuta, gigi. Sabulela tatara ikuta, sabulela tatara ikuta, gigi. Nanka stova stuta. Awe. Take me away, way far away, go far, push it far away. Light me up, oh Faraday. Vele right bow. Since lockdown, but you think when you're not 10,000, no white out. vele vele right now. Right now. Nang tao kao. Right now. The way I'm feeling right now. Mad over you like run down. Then they make it calm down. 10 years I never gone down.
Baby, I see that you with that other guy. While I look you in your eyes, oh, I'm jealous. Can you believe it? What you want to myself, tell him he can't start leaving. Yeah. So long since you made sweet love with some foreplay. You wanna come out, revealing to no other. I'm making me mad, babe. I'll give you some soul play. Yeah, we could be lovers. Take you to go meet my mother. No, you don't need nobody. You don't need nobody.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're having a good time and enjoying the refreshment that we prepared for you. But we still have one more item on the agenda, and that will involve Chief Diana Chen and Davido. So please don't go anywhere. If you have gone anywhere and you can hear me, please return to the room, but enjoy your refreshment. We will be right back in a few seconds as I now hand over to the DJ. We'll be right back.
Cause it's been a long time, I see you undressed. That you I'm helpless against your wish. Girl, I've been outside you for the longest, and I've been waiting for a million days. I'm a bit obsessed with your way, when you come to party, who put it thicker than lava? Smoke on your body, was and I put in my face to your holy fire. I see your figure been chasing me, and the science is original.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. We have one more item on the agenda, like I said earlier, and I'd like to please crave your indulgence to kindly sit for a few minutes as we take this item. We would like everyone to please be on their seats. I know you're getting refreshments. When you do, please return to the room and just take your seat very comfortably. We promise it won't take much of your time, but this is a very important part of this occasion. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of this. Please, let's take our seat as we proceed to the next and final item on the agenda at this historic occasion. Thank you very much. So if you can hear me and you're outside, please let's return into this hall as we take the final thing on the agenda, which is very important. And then we can continue with networking, taking pictures, because that's also part of what's supposed to happen today. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please let's return to our seats very quickly, and then we can take the final item on the agenda.
And I put in my face to your holy fire. I see your figure been chasing me, and the science is original. Cause I make us insist. It's only in the one word. She remember the bomb from receiving. Send me fire without some delivery. Now I'm a nigga you bring when you're drinking. I'm a nigga you sing when you're tipsy. Oxygen, oxygen. Fast suffocate, I call you water. Fast suffocate, to pump me water. If you ever need love, you know I'm always good. Never let belong to Salopo. Say me you lean on my shoulder. Say me you lean on me on the low. I wanna pull up, let you go.
All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for returning to the hall. We hope that you've had a good day so far, and if you've had some refreshment, we hope that you enjoyed the refreshment. Thank you. I'd like to, one more time, crave your indulgence to please take your seat as we now take the final item on the agenda today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being very cooperative. Thank you. As you walk into the hall, please comfortably take your seat as we attend to the very last item on the agenda. To everyone who's come out here to celebrate with Davido, we say thank you. We see you all. But in the interest of time, we won't be able to recognize you one after the other. But we say thank you. We see you all. We appreciate your presence here today. Thank you for coming to celebrate with our latest brand ambassador, and by extension, for coming to celebrate with GAC Motors. And now for the final item on the agenda, it is my pleasure to one more time bring up on stage Chief Diana Chen and our latest brand ambassador, the man of the moment, David Adeleke Davido. A round of applause for both of them as they come up stage for the final presentation today. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you're just coming in, thank you for joining us or rejoining us, whichever the case is. But please comfortably take your seat. We still have refreshment at the back of the hall, but that will be possible when we're done with this final item on the agenda.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. God bless you guys. From me, Davido, from GAC, CIG. I hope you had a great event. As you guys have seen, the company, everything good about them was explained in detail. It's not like we just brought the car and was showing you, like, this car is fine, oh, come and buy it, come and buy it. You know, Mama actually went through each detail of how the car is not only beneficial to the environment, but just to Africa and a lot of our plans. If you were walking outside, if we were walking inside, sorry, there are some vehicles outside. You can check them out. Don't be shy. You can see them in person, physically. And yeah, we have our salespeople too as well outside. Special, and we get discounts. I see my chairman here from Ocean State. I think my chairman Ubi has already bought some already, so we'll give you a pass. Asika plug. Ubi, forget say you be their friend. You say if you go buy. But yeah, definitely, you guys check out the cars. There's more refreshments and have fun. Enjoy. Okay, see, the one will be 100 million. They don't remove 10 million, so that's what 89 million now. So that's a good discount. Which one? So basically, it's at least it's more than 10% discount on most of the cars. So make sure you guys check them out. See, that one was 68.8. Now is 62. So I don't know how long this special is going for. How long is it going for, Jibril? Just today? Just end of this month. Okay, so after this month, then it will be over. So yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you. One love.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you, Chief, for also featuring in this sales presentation. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say a big thank you to you all for being great people, for making time to be here this Monday evening, and for honoring our invitation, and especially for coming to celebrate with our latest brand ambassador, Davido. We have officially come to the end of this occasion, but there's a presentation happening outside, and would like to invite you all to please be a part of this presentation.
I feel like electricity, vibe on a different PR, till infinity, steady on a different beat.
Life is not that deep. It's all about the energy, yeah. The mentality. Now you make it my body. Body go sign. You know everything I do is nobody else concerned. Too late. Here you go, come online. And I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light. Shake, 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 baby, shake, shake. I feel your vibration. I get on my lotion.
Titanium.